Hi Nolan. My question is, when Nathan Drake found El Dorado, and hypothetically, if there was no curse on it, and he got it back and he became rich and famous, do you think he would still go out adventuring, or would that be his one and done?
But before we get to that, I finished this video before I asked that question, and I haven't changed a thing, so let's find out if I embarrassed myself. Drake is a strange example of an explorer archetype. He's not motivated by historical preservation like Indy or Lara, yet he never comes across as materialistic enough to want a lavish lifestyle from selling his treasures. In fact, whenever he has to choose between morality and money, it's not even a question. He makes the right choice every time without hesitation. This gives him the framing of a scoundrel with a heart of gold, but given how easily he continuously abandons his prize when it's within reach, I don't buy that he has murky motivations to begin with. Instead, I think he's a thrill chaser who lives for the adventure. Consider this. All of the treasures he abandons could still be retrieved with proper excavation. Now, I understand leaving curses like those placed on El Dorado, Shambhala, and Iram of the Pillars buried beneath the earth, but there's nothing stopping him from returning with a corporation to uncover Libertalia. He'd still be richer than you or I could ever conceive and become world famous. But he doesn't. He chooses to leave his wealth buried beneath the earth and to preserve the memory of those places and the adventures he had there. What he actually wants is validation, to feel worthy. In Uncharted 4, when he takes the name Drake, he places upon himself a burden of greatness. He's taken his hero's name and wants to leave behind a legacy worthy of it. There's no glory in bringing a corporation back to Libertalia and unearthing the treasure. That would mire it in bureaucracy and turn messy as everyone grabs for themselves. Again, he would still come out a billionaire, but he wouldn't be sailing back home with the discovery of the century in tow. This is what gives Nathan his true addiction, the moment of historical discovery. Because while he's more than willing to throw away the gold, he will never quit the adventure, even when it's ludicrous to keep going. He's always a lone man up against an army, and he still fights back because he can't let someone else attain the greatness he seeks. This is most clearly seen in Uncharted 4 when Elena confronts Nate about his line and he chooses the quest over his wife. Now, he's operating under false pretenses at this point, but he's spent way more time with Elena than Sam, so something else must be driving him to make the wrong choice here, and it's because he hasn't made that euphoric discovery.